How's it going, folks? Brian Blessing coming to you from Las Vegas, bangthebook.com. Always thrilled to be with you and join Adam Burke on the Sports Betting Podcast. I join Adam each and every Tuesday. You can follow me on Twitter at Brian Blessing, and always invite you to follow along here on Twitter at bangthebook. All right, let's get into it. Another week of NFL action's coming your way. Let's talk about the early numbers and where we think they're going to go. Let's start with Denver at Arizona. Denver's a 2.5-point favorite. Total on the game is 40.5. Arizona and Rosen, marginally interesting these days. Denver is getting sketchy for Case Keenum. They've got a two-headed running back monster with Lindsey and Freeman. Emmanuel Sanders is doing all he can. These two teams run a little bit hot and cold. This is a number I think might get to 3, though, with Denver favored on the road. Tennessee and the Chargers. Tennessee's offense is pedestrian at best. Just when you think you got to read on the Chargers, they go have a good game against the Browns, but this is the kind of team they'll come back home, and all of a sudden you'll go, well, that isn't the team I saw last week. They're just really hard to trust. Sitting here, Chargers 6.5-point favorites in this game. 7s could pop up at some point. Total on the game is 45. New England and Chicago. This will be fun watching Brady going against Khalil Mack. A weird game for the Bears off a layoff against the Dolphins. Bizarre. It goes to overtime. But Brady will try to, keep Mack at bay. This should be interesting. Totals up there, 49.5. We're seeing such high totals this year. It's unbelievable. Cleveland and Tampa. Tampa's 3 minus 25. It's probably going to go to 3.5. How about Jameis Winston off the shelf? Goes into Atlanta. Really a spectacular performance for this guy. Had something to prove after missing the first 3 games, and then Fitzpatrick was playing good. Then they had a bye, but Winston was raring to go. Total on the game is 49.5. Detroit, Miami. Detroit looking at a 1-point favorite on the road. Waiting to see what goes on with Tannehill here, or will it be Osweiler? Carolina's at Philadelphia. Interesting game. We're seeing 4.5. Eagles favored in this game. The total on the game is 45.5. 1 week to the next. It's consistency. What are we getting out of Cam Newton? Buffalo and Indy. Indy's a 6.5-point favorite. Total's 42.5. If Josh Allen can't go, I can't imagine they go with Nathan Peterman. It's probably going to be the veteran Derek Anderson, who could get this Buffalo offense. If he can get this offense 20, 23 points, they got a shot to win, because it's the saddest thing for the Bills is that so many winning efforts by their defense have been squandered by a thoroughly inept offense the last 2 years. Cincy KC moves to Sunday night. KC 5.5, totals 58.5. Man alive, I mean, what can we say about Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Hunt, and Kelsey? That offense is flat out electric. I don't know that Andy Dalton and the Bengals can keep pace in this spot. Minnesota and the Jets. Minnesota 3-point favorite on the road. Total on the game is 47. I think you might see this number come down in terms of the total a little bit. Houston and Jacksonville. Jacksonville 4.5-point favorite. They've got to bounce back. Houston was lucky to get a win. Their offense was nothing against Buffalo. I look at the total, 42.5. Probably be looking at that number coming down just a little bit. New Orleans and Baltimore. Ravens set a stout road game at Tennessee. Offense is better. The defense remains good. New Orleans always intriguing, off a bye. And we'll see what Breeze and company can do taking it on the road. Total 49.5. Dallas and Washington, bitter rivals. Cowboys look really good against the Jags. Redskins, they'll get up for this game. 1.5 is the number. Washington favored. Total on the game is 41.5. Don't be fooled by what happened against Jacksonville. The Cowboys really struggle in the red zone. Rams, San Francisco. Rams 10.5-point favorites. What can we say about this team? They just find a way to do it. The defense is really good, and they've got countless weapons on offense. And then the Giants in Atlanta. We're looking at the Monday night game. Totals 54.5. Understandably so, especially with Atlanta at home. Ryan can sling it around. Will Calvin Ridley be ready to go? Falcons are laying 6. Hard to trust them, though, the way they cough up leads. And Saquon Barkley's a treat. Might get a lot of points. 54.5. Seeing all these high totals. It's a different era in the NFL as we look at these numbers each and every week right here at bangthebook.com.